Anxiety can always destroy us from the inside. And I experienced that on my junior year on high school. That season was probably the worst season I've ever had. But it wasn't because I didn't have the talent to do a good job. It was because my mind wasn't at the right place. I started to think about the outcome of the game before the game even started. And that led me to failure every time. I'm going to show you this quote. Thought is their enemy. They either remember too much or forget everything. Both cause their failure. All they really need to do is to perform an enormous act of will not to think. Pat Jordan. Okay, you might think that being mentally healthy doesn't contribute that much to an athlete's success in their respective sports. And if you think that, let me tell you, you're wrong. The mental aspect of sports is probably the most important thing to keep in mind if you want to be successful in the sport. I played sports all my life, and there's one thing I've learned. Is not to think and to play the game and not think at the same time. And I had to learn this the hard way. Okay, so this afternoon I'll be talking about the importance of the mental aspect of sports. It's really important that we athletes realize that how big of a role our minds play in our path to success. First, I will talk about an example of how our mind can affect our play. Then, I will talk about the importance it's given by coaches. And then finally, I will talk about athletes and how they deal with it under pressure. Okay. This is Rick and Q. According to the New York Times article written by Pat Jordan, he was considered one of the best left-handed pitchers of his time. And many scouts said he was probably the best. This was from 1997 to 2000. So we can all say it was pretty talented, right? But then, on the 2000 playoffs, this happened.
Wild pitch. And then Chipper Jones up. Wild pitch. Galarraga up. The runners in second and third. And a save of a would-be wild pitch. And then on a walk to Galarraga, wild pitch. And now another wild pitch. Going to the Wildness Hall of Fame, I think.
So, as we can see, he wasn't able to throw the ball like he normally used to. And we're talking about him, one of the best pitchers at that time. So he threw 4 other of those pitches, probably 10 feet over the batter's head. So that's not good. And this is what he had to say about that. Let's see. Okay. I just lost it right there on the mound. I don't know what I was thinking. I go blank before I throw the ball. And then after I say to myself, it was definitely weird. I mean, I've been doing it so many times in my life and suddenly I can't throw a ball. So yeah, from watching Rick, we can conclude that he definitely had a mental breakdown. And unfortunately, his coaches didn't know what to do about it, so they ended up releasing him from the team. According to William Rowan from the New York Times, coaches and trainers everywhere don't get that much importance to the mental aspect of the sports. And we can see it when in their athletes. If the athletes struggle mentally, they won't get any physical treatment or anything, any treatment to help them deal with that. So that might not cause them to reach their full potential. Okay, usually these athletes have different techniques to help them deal with this situation when they're under pressure and they think too much. So, a good example is John Neese. He's a pitcher for the New York Mets. And according to Tim Rowan, also from the New York Times, every time he finds himself under pressure, he stops and breathes and then visualizes himself making a successful pitch. So that helps him, but many other athletes have their own unique way of helping them deal with pressure. Yeah, okay. Hopefully, after hearing this, you will all realize how important it is to actually be on track mentally. An athlete can have the best talent in the world, but if his or her mind is not on the right track, he or she won't probably do well and will have much success at that. Sports are really fun when everything's going your way, but when you're struggling, it's no fun at all. Some even think about quitting. If you had a bad game, then keep your head straight and move on. And to finish this, I'm going to show you a quote from Dr. Janet Taylor. Professional athletes are used to seeing themselves as warriors, able to withstand multiple physical challenges and have battled to get to the next level because of their mental and physical toughness. Now, they may be sidelined by an enemy they can't even